Hello, good morning, my dear students. This is Thiru sir, your assistant teacher. So, welcome to the online classes of Sri Eknath Rao Mukherjee Talent English Medium School, Muktanagar. So, dear students, today we are going to discuss geography chapter of 6th standard, right? So, the chapter name is Motion of the Earth. So, the students from from 3rd standard, we are reading about our earth and its movement, each and everything we are reading, yes or not? So we have no better knowledge about our solar systems and our planets and each and everything we knows very well, right? So there is nothing any discussion for more. So this is motion means what? Movement. Motion means movement of the earth. Means what type of movement is going on the earth, right? So generally everybody knows that the earth motion two types. One is rotation, another one is revolutions. So due to rotation what will be going on, and due to revolutions what will be going on, everybody knows it, even though you also, students guys, 5th standard, 4th standard, 3rd standard, you have already read regarding the movement of the earth. The same thing, just we are going to repetition, that's nothing else. Yes or no? That's good. Suppose just you think it's earth. So this is an imaginary lines. I mean just slanting towards 66.5 degrees Celsius. So it is north and south. Suppose just to think it's a sun, right? Got it. So when the sunlight falls upon it, there is the sun rays. So this side will be day and this side will be night. And which line is dividing day and night, that is called the circle of illuminations. Circle of illumination. So this, okay, first I will read the content that you better understand. Just I am reading the textbook, then I will explain to you. Okay. As you know that the earth has two types of motions, namely rotation and revolutions. Just I have said you before. So rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis, right? So first things we have discussed, rotation, how it is going on. The rotation is, it is moving itself. The earth is moving itself by its own axis. So the axis is, it's also an imaginary line, that is you have to keep in mind. So due to through these imaginary lines, it's moving itself. That's known as rotations. Next, the movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit is called revolutions. But whenever going something just relation, suppose this is the circle, this is sun, keep in mind. So here earth, so this is called orbit. What did he say? Orbit. The earth, which means the path, which is a fixed path, going and revolving around the sun, moving around the sun through a fixed path, is called revolutions. Okay, here what will happening, the earth moving around the sun. The earth is moving around the sun. So this type of movement is called revolution. So now just to give an, so the axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, makes of angle 66.5 degree. So just to see, this is the 66.5 slanted towards the sides. So this is 66.5 degree slantings. So next, with its orbital plane, so the plane formed by this orbit is known as the orbital plane. So the earth received light from the sun. Due to the spherical shape, the earth half of the get light from the sun at a time. The person facing sun experiences day while the other half away from the sun experiences night. So while night, so the circle that divides the day from the night on the globe is called circle of illuminations. This circle doesn't coincide with axis as you see in the figure 3.2. The earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. The period of rotation is known as the earth day. This is daily motions of the earth. Okay, dear students, listen to me. When the sun's falling upon the half of the earth, so this side occur day while the half of the earth covered, behind of it, that is experienced as a night. So day and night. So the line, the imaginary line which divide day and night, that line is known as the circle of illuminations. So this is called circle of illuminations. Circle of illuminations. So therefore what is given for you, this is to complete rotations, means total to complete rotation. So how much time is it required? It is required 24 hours. So each rotation is complete rotation will take 24 hours. Understand? Not exactly 24 hours, some minutes will gap for it. Then after we will discuss, so what would happen if the earth didn't rotate? What would happen? Everybody knows it in the 5th standard, 4th standard, 3rd standard. You also read it that if the earth will not rotate, so what type of problems will occur? Don't you know? Okay, I will read the paragraph, then after I will explain to you. The portion of the earth facing the sun would always experience day, thus bringing continuously warmth in the regions. The other half would remain in darkness and be freezing cold all the time, and life would not be possible in such extreme conditions. So this is the very important point. So if the sun rotation will stop, if won't rotate, the daytime will continuously experience day, means the sun rays which side half of the part falling of the earth. So this all the part continuously experience day, and the darkness part continuously experience as a night. So what happens in this place? Gradually the temperature will increase day by day, it will growing, and while the continuously it is the opposite sides, the temperature decreasing day by day, and it goes to freezing zone. So in this way, this is called extreme condition. So due to the extreme condition, if the extreme condition will come, so it is very impossible to live on the earth, the living things. It's only for the living things. That's why it required moderate climate. It's not an extreme condition. Extreme condition is very difficult to the people. Not only to the people, but also all the living things on the earth. So next thing, the second motions of the earth around the suns and orbit is called revolutions. It takes 365.1/4 years to revolve around the sun. We consider years of consisting of 365, there is only an ignore 6 hours for the sake of the conveniences. So what happening here, this is called rotation, so leave it. Then after you go for the revolutions. Revolution, what is going on? Revolution is nothing but revolutions. The sun, the earth moves around the sun. The earth moves around the sun is called revolution. And according to the revolutions, so according to the rotation, day and night will occur, while according to the revolutions, seasons, different type of seasons will occur. Different type of climate will occur, right? And for each revolution purpose, 364.65 1 by 4. But they used to say 365 days per year, per rotation. For revolutions, it will take that much time. So all more things, these are placed, but it experiences 1 by 4 means it will take per year 6 hours. Per year 6 hours. After 4 years, 4 years means 4 into 6. 4 into 6 equal 24. 24 means again 1 day extra will come. So after each 4 years, after 1 leap years will come. In that leap years, in the February month, generally February month, how many days? 20 days. But in that month, means in that year, in the leap years, it will goes to 29 days. So let you see, 6 hours saved every years and are added to make 1 day, that is 24 hours. So over a span of 4 years, this place day is added to the month of February. So thus every 4th years February is of 29th day instead of 28 days. Such a year with 366 days is called a leap year. So just to keep in mind, 366 days is also known as days year, or leap years have days. So there is a different type of questions will come to you. So find out when will next leap years will be. So from the figure 3.3, it is clear that the earth is going around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Elliptical orbit means what? Means this side some distance more and this side some distance some less. Here less distance, here long distance. Suppose here 6, so here will come 5. Just simply, this is an example for you. So in this way, this is called elliptical orbit. Means the sun not in a same length in all the directions. So notice that throughout its orbit, the earth is inclined in the same directions. A year is usually divided into summer, winter, spring and autumn seasons. So seasons change due to the change in the position of the earth around the sun. So according to the position, different position, according to the position, the season changing one after another. Then first summer after, rain after, winter after, autumn. So in this way, one after another, one by one, it is changing. So those things. Look at the figure 3.3. 3.3 have you seen here? 3.3, this picture, just to see at your textbook and read it properly that you can understand better. Right. So you will see that 21st June, north hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. See? This is. This is 21st June. The image line tilted towards the sun. Just wait. And this is 21st. This is 21st March. This is 22 December. And this is 23 September. So explain it thoroughly, just to keep in mind. Just I will read the textbook, then after I will explain to you. June, the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. The rays of the sun fell directly toward the Tropic of Cancer. As a result, these areas receive more heat. The areas near the poles of the receive less heat as the rays of sun are slanting. The North Pole is inclined towards the sun, and the places beyond the Arctic circles experiences continuously daylight for about 6 months. Since a large portion of the northern hemisphere is getting light from the sun, it is summer in these regions north of equator. The longest day and the shortest night at these places occur on 21st June. At this time in the southern hemisphere, all these conditions are revised. It is winter seasons. The nights and are longer than the day. These positions of the earth is called summer solstice. Okay, so the students, first when the sun falling directly towards the Tropic of Cancer, that's why in the Tropic of Cancer areas getting more sunlight and is getting more hot. And the same way here, the northern side, North Pole, I mean Arctic circles, in that Arctic circle 24 hours getting the sunlight, total day, all over the day, 6 months it will get the sunlight, but that is not getting more hot. Why? Because you know very well from the previous classes that the sun rays the slanting towards the pole from the equator. Equator means the sun's rays fell straightly only towards the equator, and from the equator to north and to south the sun rays started as slanting. This way the sun rays gradually slanted towards the both of the pole, and it won't create more heat of the both of June, I mean North June and North Pole and South Pole. So in this way the North Pole getting 6 months sun rays, but it won't get more warm, I mean more heat, but in the Tropic of Cancer it will get more hot, and it experiences big day and small night, I mean shortest night and longest day. And the opposite direction, the same way, the north side, I mean North Pole, it will create some opposite condition, opposite seasons, right? Now we are going to discuss on 22nd December. So where is the 22nd December? The same opposite side. The same opposite. Here what happening, just to see its opposite. So what the opposite? The Tropic of Capricorn receives the direct rays of the sun as the south pole tilts towards it. As the sun rays fell vertically at Tropic of Capricorn 23° half point degree south, and the largest portion of the southern hemisphere get light. Therefore, it is somewhere in the south hemisphere with longer days and shorter nights. The reverse happens in the northern hemisphere. This position of the earth is called winter solstice. At the time here this is called the summer solstice, but here this is called the winter solstice. Winter solstice means top side winter will come, bottom side summer will come. Here top side summer will come, bottom side winter will come. That's why it is of coincidence oppositely it will say. So do you know that Christmas is celebrated in Australia in the summer seasons? Yeah, obviously. So let's come to this point. So this is the total opposite of this 22nd December. 22nd December. Why? Because 21st June the sun rays directly fell on the Tropic of Cancer, while in the 22nd of December the sun rays directly fell on the Tropic of Capricorn, I mean south latitude. 23.5 degrees south latitude it will directly occur. So at the time it will occur longest day and shortest night of the southern hemisphere, and the northern hemisphere will create shortest day and longest night. So in this way oppositically the seasons will occur. So in this way, the Australian peoples, they used to celebrate December 2nd too as a Christmas Day. So the next, 21st March and September 23. Now we are going to discuss these things. Let us see. So what happened? The sunlight straight fell upon the 24th March in the southern hemisphere, while 23 September it occurred, the directly sun's rays fell on the northern hemisphere. Let me read, you will get the proper idea. On 21st March and September 23rd, direct rays of the sun fall on the equator. At this position, neither the pole is tilted toward the sun, so whole the earth experience equal day and equal night. This is called an equinox. What happens here? There is no tilting, no anything. The sun's directly falling on the equator. The sun rays directly falling on the equators, and the day and night both are the same. There is nothing change when in 21st March and 23 September. So this is called what do you say? Equinox. So on 23rd September it is autumn season in the northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere, what? 23 September northern hemisphere we get autumn seasons, and spring season in the southern hemisphere. Here spring, here autumn. Here autumn, here spring. It's opposite, obviously. The opposite is the case of the 21st March, when it is spring on the northern hemisphere and autumn in the southern hemisphere. So thus you find that there are day and night changes in the seasons because the rotation and revolution of this earth respectively. So in this way, day and night and changing of the seasons, changing of the days and nights, all the things are depending upon the movement of the earth. So the students, I hope you better understand about the rotation and revolution of the earth. So the lesson has been completed. If you have any doubt or any conclusion and confusions, so definitely you may consult to me. Definitely I will assist you. So my dear students, this session has been completed. So keep watching till then my sessions. Okay, right? Thank you. Kiss man. Bye bye.